I think it's important for us to just take like any female that you know, right? Any female who you know who's still in the dating game, just ask them to check out like one of the apps. Just look at it real quick and watch how much you have to scroll. And watch how much you have to scroll. And I'm talking about anyone who's decent or better. Good looking, forget about it. If you're average, you have way more responses and hits than you can ever read. And I asked him, how do you read all these? I don't. I can't. I don't have that much time. You can't. I'm talking about hundreds, hundreds, just hundreds. If you open up a man that's the same age, it's going to look nothing like that. So it's just one of those things where it's like an abundance mindset. Once these females getting that much play, you don't. It doesn't hold as much weight when a dude try to push up on you. So it's going to be boring for these females because it happens all the time. When a woman come up to you, like, oh shit, she forward, but that's her every day, and we got to realize that. So it's not going to be a big deal. So for you to be competitive, you have to stand out in some type of way for her to be interested. You really got to be her speed, her type, or she's just not going to be with it.
But that's always been the game, though. Even before social media, when we was just going to the mall, we was just going to the club.
Yeah.
If she average, it's gonna be the same amount of niggas that's in a inbox, that's in a
Nah,
comment.
hell nah, bro. Nah.
Come on,
You know
bro.
how easy it is to send a text message to somebody's inbox versus going up to them and talking to them?
No, I get that, but I'm saying back in the day before that was a thing.
Yeah, but like
You
the
talking about
social media is
just
giving a
cold
lot of
approach?
dudes the courage to try to approach women now. Like back in the day, even still to this day, men are kind of nervous or afraid to walk up to a woman and approach her, especially if she's beautiful.
Because of social media. Back in the day, at least from when I was growing up and my homies, if we see something that's bad, somebody out the group gonna holler at her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
but you know, what
I
about
so
you go?
to me again, it was the same concept of if this chick is halfway decent and we at a party, it's gonna be at least 10 niggas that's gonna approach her. You know what I'm saying? And try to get her number. So it's the whole competitive spirit that has always been there. So the same way that it was like that then, now it could be 100 niggas in a inbox in the comments, but it's just she looking for that one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. I
Yeah,
got another
I mean,
question.
uh,
Is it true that women don't realize how hard it is for men to make the first move?
It's only
yeah,
hard for certain types of men.
yeah,
There's certain
right,
men
but
who they don't got that mechanism in their brain where they care. Like I care. I ain't never been out here like trying to talk to
That's
all,
not
all
the
these all these
question.
chicks.
You're speaking from a male
Is it
perspective.
true that women don't realize how hard it is for men to? Well, we got to distinguish between those guys who it's not hard at all. They right at you. Oh, you don't like me? All right, cool. Next one. What about your friend? But then it's another guy who really thinks twice, once, thinks twice, thinks three times before you say something to a woman. So they probably don't think about that. Absolutely not.
I mean, I'll answer that straight up. I don't think they do at all whatsoever. Because depending on the woman, even like an average woman that's a 6 or 7 doesn't really have to approach a man in order to, get a move made on her. You know what I mean? Like a woman doesn't have to be a dime for a dude to holler at her. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would she make the first move when she has 50 dudes in her inbox? When she goes outside, at least 4 to 5 dudes try to talk to her a day. You know what I mean? Like she has to really be feeling the dude to push up on him and make the first move. And she's probably not gonna make it obvious at all anyway. She's probably gonna leave a little hint there like, oh, I like your shoes, and do them like, oh, okay. And not even get the clue that she's trying to holler at him. You know what I mean? But I don't think that they realize that at all.
Go ahead, Will. What you got on this? Yeah, you.
Hey, fellas.
I don't want to derail it with my question. So, I want to ask y'all a question real quick. Well, first of all, let me answer the question. JR, yes, I think women have no clue as to how difficult it is for men to approach them. It's very difficult for the average guy to approach women. I would say it's difficult for the above average guy to approach women. I think it's only not difficult for guys who have an extreme amount of practice, regardless on how much success they have in their life. If they have an extreme amount of practice approaching women and they don't ultimately care about the outcome. If you care about the outcome, it's going to be difficult for you to approach. Nobody approaches with absolute confidence when they care about the outcome. Not me, and I will say not any of y'all. But here's my question. How many dudes on the panel has actually talked to a woman in the last 10 years? Like went and hollered at a woman. Have any? Because I know a lot of y'all married, if not all of y'all. I don't know about Real Dope. I don't know if he married or not. But
No, I'm in a 4-year relationship, so within 10 years, hell yeah.
okay, so I've talked to a woman within the last 10 years. Me and my lady been 5 years. Real Dope. You know, have any of you other brothers?
Yeah,
I know he has.
I have.
Yeah.
The Cookie Monster right there has it.
God damn.
Anybody
in the
else?
last 10 years, you said? Yes,
The
I
last
have.
decade. Last
Yeah.
decade. But
I have.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Will, I did want to respond to something you said real quick before you make the point with that. I still think even though men get results, I still think they care.
absolutely. I think you have to be like if we're talking if we could put men on a measure men from like 0 to 100%, and 100% mean the guys who just absolutely don't care. I think most guys from 0 to about 78%. I think most of them dudes have some insecurity when it comes to approaching women.
So yeah, and Jay, I want to echo what you just said. Say, I think every man cares. No man wants to get rejected. I mean, I don't. Even if you a professional, you the super ninja. Nobody wants to get rejected. Nobody wants to come up short and have to take that Green Mile walk back to wherever you were standing or post it up at the bar, whatever. Nobody wants that shit. Nobody. Nobody wants to get rejected. So you just learn to deal with it. You learn to accept it and move on. Fortunate for us. But like I said before, these young cats ain't receiving that rejection like they used to. They not feeling that rejection. So no, I think everybody really doesn't like to be rejected. But
it's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Again, going back to when we were shorties, we was at parties. You know what I'm saying? The chick, she done danced with all of the guys lined up on the wall. Soon as she get to you, she turn around. She walk off to the next man. Now everybody laughing at you. It's part of it's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? You don't crash out over that because it's another 30 chicks, 30 girls in the room. You know what I'm saying? So like Will said, I think it definitely comes. It definitely comes with experience, but you got to be willing to put yourself out there to get the experience. So if you scared of getting the experience, then yeah, you're gonna be put in that same position of crashing out when you do get rejected or not knowing how to handle it, or even understanding, to Sherm's point, or even understanding, even if she does shut me down after I offer to buy a drink, okay, either I'm gonna finesse it a different way, or I'm gonna just walk away. You know what I'm saying? And understanding how to adapt in that position, that's what truly matters.
So Viz, I was taught that you all right, so hollering at women is the only thing where you can shoot 99 times, fail 99 times, get one on the 100th time, and win. So like to get over that at like 12, 13, 14, me and my little cousin, we was going to shooting at everything. Mamas, auntie, whoever. Just being like we was just shooting our shot. Like we would just see where it went. Like we ain't
what
care
the phrase
at all.
is?
Yeah, we'll be going to oh yeah, you know my cousin Shred, right? We'll be going.
But you know what the phrase is? The worst thing she
playing
can
her
say
numbers.
Yeah,
Playing her
we
numbers.
just putting reps up, bro. I swear to God, like the walk up was me. Shit. And then I developed this thing where I was talking to women like I already hit. That took all of the whatchamacallit out of, you know, like once you hit, you don't be feeling the same. I was acting like in my head like I already hit, and that was making that shit easy as fuck. Right, what's up, baby? Yeah. Whoop, whoop.
And I'm gonna tell you something else too that make it a little bit more easier is that, and this is not everybody, for men that do have options, typically the women are seeking them. And you can kind of sit back in the cut and be a little bit more selective on who it is that you want. So you don't have to go and play into it every single time. You get to just sit back because you're already occupied because you got the options, but you get to be selective on who it is that you really want. So you don't have that thirst to be out there trying to speak to everything moving because it's coming to you already.
I'm not gonna lie, that's my I can count on my hands how many times I talk to women. They either came to me or like if I was ever going, I'm a strategy type of guy. I don't like this. I don't like, what is it called? Rejection. So I've always been strategy with it. I'm looking for signals. I'm looking for, I'm studying you. I did the same thing when I was in sales. You got certain guys who just go 100 miles an hour and they going to get us, they're just going to play the numbers game. That wasn't me. I was looking for, I was looking for signals. So yeah, man, I tell young boys, look, utilize the internet if you can. Clean up your page, make yourself look good. And once you get in front of these girls, you can learn how to talk to girls. Like I learned how to talk to women by being in front of them, like not by shooting my shot, but like just I'm smooth now because I done had so many women. And it's not from shooting my shot at women. I just been around women and I've been talking to them.
So you never got
brother,
rejected?
how old are you?
I got rejected when I was real young.
Now, how old are you now?
I'm 32.
Oh, that makes sense.
I got rejected when I was probably like 12, 13, and I was like, "Fuck this shit!" Like, I was fat. I was a fat young boy. I knew it. I knew I had no business going to talk to this girl. My homie's like, "Yo, go talk to the girl over there." Like, man, I'm fat. Why y'all gotta talk to her? Like,
you ain't get rejected in your 20s ever?
Possibly, but not.
Come on, real dope.
No, I think I got.
You don't want to
I
claim
think I
it.
got rejected in the club once.
It's gotta happen, bro.
I don't even go to
Nah. The
You're
question
not
is,
really out here.
the question is how many attempts? How many attempts at bat?